Hey, coffee and espresso lovers, Mark here from Whole Latte Love. Today we're going to talk about maintaining your machine. You know, if you treat it well, it's going to treat you well. You'll get years of service. So I've got a lot of products we'll talk about here that can help you do that. I want to tell you, we do have some packages available that are going to help you save some money, usually somewhere around 10 up to 20% if you package up some of these. So we've got a package for prosumer level semi-automatic machines, package for specifically for the Gaggia Classic Pro, for Jura Super-Automatics and Gaggia Super-Automatics. It's going to include just about everything you need to take good care of your machine. So let's take a look at some of the products here. Starting over here, we have Grindz. This is from Urnex. This is a grinder cleaner. So you take a heaping cap full of this, you run it through your grinder, and it's going to clean out all those coffee oils. And believe me, they do accumulate in there. And over time, they are going to turn rancid. There's enough in here to do about 12 cleaning cycles, so you just dump it into your grinder, then grind through some, I call them stunt beans, or just some old beans you don't really like or something. Grind a couple capfuls of those through to finish up the cleaning. The next thing, the number one product in espresso machine maintenance, it's got to be Cafiza, right? This is what the pros use. This is what I use. I use it for back flushing. You can also use it. You take a half a cap to a cap full, put it in a liter of water, let your portafilters, filter baskets soak in that, even your drip trays, and it is so good at removing the coffee oils. You know, regular soap and water just doesn't do it. This stuff does. One thing I really like with that is Urnex made this little brush here. This is their scoops brush, so it's got a measure on the end here. So you just use this, and that's the amount of Cafiza you want to use for back flushing. So you drop this in, put it into your back flush disc, do your back flushing. And I did a little math here, 377 back flushes in here. Also on this, it's got that brush, so you can take a little bit of that Cafiza, mix it with water, use it to clean out your group and other areas. Very handy for that. Now in the package for the prosumer level machines, we're also going to include Durgol Swiss Espresso Special Descaler. It's a pack of 2, so they have 2 descalings in there. Descaling, very important to keep your machine running well. We do like the Durgol Swiss Espresso Special because it's going to be okay for any boiler material. So whether you have a stainless boiler, a copper, brass, even aluminum. Just on the aluminum, keep the exposure time down to 20-25 minutes when you're descaling. So that's really nice. Also in that package, we got this cute little guy, the steamy wanda here. This is for cleaning up inside your steam wand. So maybe you forgot to purge after steaming some milk. You know, I've done it once or twice. You sucked a little milk up into that wand. This can get up into the wand and help you clean that up. Now let's move over to, we'll go over to a super automatic. Got the Jura package over here. Again, get any of these products individually. So what we've got here, first and most important, Jura makes maintenance really easy. So we've got the Clearl Smart Filter here. These filters go in most all of the Jura machines now, and they're smart. They have an RFID chip in them. So you put it in, the machine knows it's there, and it'll tell you exactly when to change it and knows when you changed it. So you don't have to do a thing. You used to have to go into menus and all that. Don't have to do that. But the really great thing about using a filter in a Jura machine is if you use a filter as recommended, you never ever have to descale. But let's be honest, I know I've done it. I've forgotten to change a filter. I've gotten the warning I should change it, or for whatever reason I haven't been able to use a filter. Maybe I didn't get one soon enough, so maybe I went a month without using one. So in that package, we're also going to include 9 Jura descaling tablets. These drop right in the reservoir. The machine takes care of the rest. So, if you forget, you've got these around, that's great. Now, when you got your Jura machine, it probably came with a couple of cleaning tablets like this. These go into the bypass doser, and the machine does an automatic cycle to handle cleaning. The brew units in the Jura machines are not removable, so it's important you do this. The machine will tell you when. But what we got in the package is a package of 6, and it's usually, I don't know, I have a Jura machine at home. We make about 6 cups a day. It's about once a month or so it asks me to do this. So you just take the tablet, drop it into the bypass doser. The machine takes care of the rest. You might have to empty a drip tray once or twice while it's doing its thing, but that gets rid of all those accumulated coffee oils in there. Now, we're also in that package, we've got the milk system cleaner. Now, for hygiene, you want to keep those milk systems clean, but also, accumulated, like milk crud in the froth, it's #1 reason for poor frothing performance. So if you keep your frothing components clean, they're going to produce nice milk froth. If they get plugged up, maybe not so much. So it's just a half a cap to a cap full of this, depending on the machine. You just put it in, it runs through the milk frothing components to keep those clean. Going over to Gaggia here. So here's some of the items in the package for the Gaggia machine. Again, a filter. Now, Gaggia machines do need to be descaled once in a while. You know, usually if you're not using a filter, it's going to be, I don't know, maybe a couple hundred brew cycles. All depends on your water hardness. But use a filter and you can increase that by like a factor of 4. So maybe 800 brew cycles between descalings. So, you know, do use a filter, then you don't have to do so much maintenance or worry about scale building up in your machine so much. But we are going to include with that, because it will need to be descaled, the Gaggia descaler right here. Now, one of the things I really like in this package is the brew group service kit. So there's an O-ring on the Gaggia groups. Now, the Gaggia groups are removable. The basic maintenance is once a week, you take it and you rinse it under tap water at the sink, just, you know, not hot, just rinse it off, let it dry, put it back in the machine. But I think Gaggia recommends like every 500 brew cycles or so, replacing the O-ring. So you got the O-rings for the different, so no matter which Gaggia machine you have, there's going to be an O-ring in here for the group. It's really easy to do. It's also got a food-safe lubricant in there. So there's some moving parts on the brew unit that need to be lubricated every once in a while. And then we do have a really great video. If you want to do a super deep clean of the Gaggia brew groups, we've got a really great video that takes you through that whole process. That's maybe a once a year kind of thing. Then also with the Gaggia machines, like on the Jura, you can do an internal cleaning. So we've got these Cafiza tablets. They look like this. There's 8 of them in the pack that comes in the package. These just drop, like on the Jura, they drop into the pre-ground coffee bypass doser, and then you just run the machine like you were brewing from pre-ground coffee, maybe do a long coffee, then brew a couple blanks. Don't put any more tablets in. Just tell it you're doing another pre-ground coffee and let it rinse with water. Then brew an espresso or 2 just to make sure everything's cleaned out. Also with that, in the Gaggia package is some Rinsa Urnex milk system cleaner. So if you get baked on milk crud on your wands, this stuff is great at getting it off. Or if you have like one of the Gaggia machines that has an attachable carafe or other milk components, you can use some of this to run through those to clean it out just like you could on a Jura. Now, over on the Gaggia Classic Pro, we've got a package for that too. It's going to include the Gaggia descaler, also a backflush disc. The Gaggia Classic Pro does have a 3-way solenoid valve, but the machine doesn't come with a backflush disc, so you're going to need one at some point. Again, you just use that scoop, and the scoop and the steamy wanda is going to be included as well. So you measure out your Cafiza into the backflush disc, run your backflush, and you're going to be good to go. And that package for the Classic Pro does include the Cafiza and the Grindz grinder cleaner as well. And you can really save. Again, all this stuff available individually, but if you want to be sure you're going to get free shipping and have all the stuff you're going to need to take care of your machine, you know, maybe take a look at the package. For those, you just go to Parts and Carrot, Whole Latte Love, and then check the maintenance packages there. Now, if you have any questions about, you know, what you should be using for your machine or a filter or something, you know, use those comments. I can help you out down there. More than happy to do that. So if you like this stuff, do subscribe to the channel. I'm Mark. I do hope you'll come back soon for more of the best on everything coffee, brought to you by Whole Latte Love.